कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते। कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते। कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते। Please recite after me. कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते। कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते। कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते। Word for word meaning and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Karma Indriyani. The 5 working sense organs. Sanyamya. Controlling. Yaha. Anyone who. Aste. Remains. Manasa. By the mind. Smaran. Thinking of. Indriyarthan. Sense objects. Vimudha. Foolish. Atma. Soul. Mithya acharah. Sorry, Mithya acharah. Pretender. Saha. He. Uchyate. Is called. Translation. One who restrains the senses of action. But whose mind dwells on sense objects. Certainly deludes himself. And is called a pretender. So, in the previous two shlokas that we read last week, Lord Krishna has told Arjuna, in 3.5, he has told Arjuna, all of us are forced to work. None of us can avoid work. And in shloka 3.4, the Lord has told Arjuna that simply giving up one's work does not mean you will not get the karmic reactions. Similarly, simply renouncing your duties and responsibilities will not lead to perfection. So if Arjuna was to go to the forest thinking, I don't want to fight my family members, I don't want this war, I don't want to be the cause of death and suffering that I have to inflict on my own family members. And if he decides he will go into the forest, so even in the forest, he could be committing karma, which means he has to get the results of those karmic reactions. So when he's walking in the forest, he may be stepping on ants. Does that mean he will not get the karma for killing the ant on the ground? He will have to get the karma for that. Similarly, if he goes away into the forest and is still thinking about the kingdom and is still thinking about what has happened and what could have been, then Krishna is saying such a person is fooling themselves, and Krishna calls them a pretender. So Krishna is advising us, don't pretend to have become a sannyasi if you've not trained yourself to become a sannyasi. So here the Lord is saying, one who restrains the senses of action, but whose mind dwells on sense objects, certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender. One more example that comes to mind is when we did the Gita Sandesh program. The example that comes to mind is, let us say somebody has taken a vow of being a brahmachari, a Naishtika brahmachari. Naishtika brahmachari means such a brahmachari decides that he will never get married, and therefore he wears the saffron cloth. He's not a sannyasi, but he is a brahmachari, a Naishtika brahmachari. I'm sure if you go to ISKCON, you will have seen a lot of Prabhujis who are wearing this saffron cloth. So all the Prabhujis who are wearing a saffron cloth are not sannyasis. So sannyasis have a specific attire, brahmacharis have a specific attire. So let us say a brahmachari has decided not to get married because he wants to dedicate his life in marriage to Radha Krishna. But if he sees a beautiful woman walking across in front of him, externally he is wearing the dress of saffron cloth, but internally his mind is agitated when he sees a beautiful woman walk across in front of him. So Krishna is saying such a person is a pretender. So externally, you may act out in a certain way to the world where the world thinks you're a great renunciate. But only the Lord knows what you are thinking inside your mind every day. Only the Lord knows. So Krishna is warning us that even though in difficult situations, we may want to just give up and leave in difficult situations. Krishna is saying, are you sure when you leave, you've actually left? Because your mind may still be dwelling on the issue at hand. So Krishna is warning us, we should not be a pretender. So it's a very important instruction for us.